news. The LA County DA's office has hit comedian Carlos Mencia with serious criminal charges.
He is charged with tax evasion and failing to report millions in income. KTLA's Lauren Lister live in the newsroom with the details. Lauren.
Micah and Cher, the DA says if convicted, the 58-year-old comedian could potentially face over 10 years in prison in addition to paying back taxes with interest. And the message from prosecutors is this is the first case of its kind from a new tax unit, but it won't be the last.
In real life, I don't hang out with people anymore because everybody's too sensitive.
Comedian Carlos Mencia has brought laughs to stages and screens, but LA County's district attorney suspects it didn't end there.
I am guessing that Mr. Mencia thought that taxes were maybe a laughing matter, but they're not a laughing matter.
Prosecutors accuse Mencia of being a tax evader, charged with 12 felony counts related to alleged failure to file personal and corporate taxes from 2019 to 2024 on $8.7 million with an over $300,000 state tax bill. He was taken into custody today.
Mr. Mencia was arrested about 7:05 a.m. this morning at his home in Encino.
Mencia's comedy career spans decades, including tours, specials, the Mind of Mencia TV show, and recently the Disney animated series The Proud Family. But prosecutors claim he's now earned a dubious distinction.
He is on the California Franchise Tax Board's list of the 500 greatest tax delinquents in both personal and corporate income categories.
They allege he had paid taxes previously, so knew he had an obligation to file and had been notified of his failure to do so in recent years.
The California Franchise Tax Board sent Mr. Mencia 78 notices that he had failed to file returns, and he should file those returns.
It's the first case for the business tax fraud unit started by the district attorney, saying he found the DA's office wasn't doing enough to deter criminal tax conduct.
The amount of tax violations, I can say this pretty confidently, is in the millions and millions and millions of dollars every single year.
Prosecutors say Mencia is expected to be arraigned in Van Nuys Monday. His bail was set at $250,000. KTLA reached out to reps for Carlos Mencia for a response, who say there is no comment at this time. That's the latest live.
The first thing I thought when I heard this was, Carlos Mencia still makes that much money? One of the top comments was, damn, now he's ripping off Wesley Snipes. They did him dirty, too. They went and arrested him on a Friday, so he has to spend the entire weekend in jail. That sucks. But Carlos Mencia, oof, tax fraud. Ooh, Ned is in trouble. How much do you think Joe Rogan is celebrating right now? I mean, tax evasion. Don't let me find out that Carlos over here is one of those, I hate, all the right-wing dudes and huge Democrat guy, and then didn't pay his taxes. This is just ridiculous that, making that much money, just pay the taxes. Although I'm wondering if it's a situation in which, he just didn't pay him and now he just got used to it. But can he just pay it and still not go to jail? I'm thinking, they want to make an example of him. They did a whole press conference and everything. When they do that, you're going to jail. They didn't step in front of a podium just to, give him a plea deal and let him do some community service. I know Wesley had to go to jail. Damn no, Ned is going to go to jail. I wonder what gang he's going to roll with, the Mexicans or the whatever he is. Isn't he Iranian or something, or German? I don't know. But he's going to be cracking them up in prison now. He's going to do a whole bunch of prison material that he lifted from somebody else and stuff. People are going to be like, hey, aren't you that guy? Aren't you that guy? Yeah, Mind of Mencia guy. So pathetic that, the sad ending of Carlos. He tried to rehabilitate his image there in recent years. The podcast he did with Bobby Lee, but where he just wouldn't admit that he was stealing material, especially the Bill Cosby bit was the most legendary one. The one where it's the kid does good at sports and it's his dad who trains him, and then when he wins he thanks his mom and stuff like that. I mean, Rogan was the first to like publicly call out Carlos. And Rogan did suffer some backlash from that. I mean, Carlos was huge and obviously still successful to some point if he made over $8 million in a 4-year span and didn't pay his taxes on it. And that's just what they know. Why would he stay in California? I guess I know why, but I mean, damn, don't drop the liquid soap in prison, Carlos. That's really more of a myth. Although I don't know about California prisons, but I mean, damn, Mencia goes down. He just couldn't admit to anything or rehabilitate his image there at the end. But I mean, the dude. What I've always heard was that the dude can kill, though, which is why it always shocked people why he stole material. And that's why it was so egregious and why there was such a backlash to Mencia, because he was so funny and talented on stage. He didn't need to do any of that. So people were wondering why he was doing it, and that's why there was such a backlash. Because other people have stolen material, but nobody ever really talked about it or made a big, huge deal about it, especially the comedians themselves. And I remember Joe Rogan did bring up a good point, because Carlos' response to that is, oh, Joe Rogan is just jealous. And Joe Rogan had a good comeback of, wait, I'm not jealous of Chris Rock or any of those guys, but no one ever accuses Chris Rock or any of those guys of stealing material. But wouldn't we be more jealous of them? And the truth is, Carlos did steal a bunch of bits, and he would steal them from everybody, though. Not just like people would open up for him. He would just take people's bits and do them. And he never straight up owned it either. But he got locked up. He's going to jail. Yeah. I mean, Carlos is kind of screwed here. Seems like they got the goods on him. They got their prosecutors ready. They got their case all built. He's going to have to do some time. Although this seems like just a state thing now. Is this federal or just state? I don't know. There might be a difference there, but I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.